What is cooking? It is Dean back here with a quick update of what's going on. And yeah, lots happened since I did my last video, but I'm just going to give you guys a rundown of what's going on this upcoming season. I am absolutely stoked. I'm going to sell $1 million door to door this year. It's going to be ridiculous. Doing a lot of fertilizing, a lot of pest control. Really jumping into the pest control space this year. That'll be sick. Beyond that, it's recruiting the team right now. So I have a bunch of college career fairs coming up, doing Indeed recruiting. Joined a bunch of the programs at Door to Door Experts, so learning a ton there, which has been awesome. And yeah, just really putting in the effort, putting in the work to learn door to door. That's been the biggest thing. I mean, over this past week, been really busy. We switched from service autopilot to field routes, so just a lot of work going on there, a lot of stuff to make that happen. Also, just trying to figure out a program for this upcoming season. Debating on the liquid versus granular debate, because obviously, granular's got a bunch of upsides, liquid has some upsides, but obviously there's no slow release. So just figuring all that out, that's been a lot of fun. And just looking at programs, meeting with vendors, meeting with suppliers has been really cool. Trying to, build a program that'll be awesome for our customers and something that we can, use to grow sustainably and, have the gross margin that we need. So that's been awesome. And yeah, just really going into this upcoming season, like full speed ahead. I'm actually going to start knocking doors next week, or yeah, this week. It's Sunday, so this week I'm going to start knocking doors. Just Thursday, Friday, Saturday, but just starting off slow. Going to do 3 days a week, February and March, and then going to be doing 6 days a week from April until I hit $1 million. As of right now, with the numbers I'm looking at, the goal is to sell it a little bit higher of an ACV, a little bit more, some more agreements, obviously, like sell some more clients because I've gotten better at sales. And so I should be able to get that all completed by August 31st, which would be awesome. To get it done by that day, I think we'd be looking at like 150 knocking days, give or take. Obviously I could do it in 130 days like a traditional summer. If I sold, which traditional summer is 4 months, so I could do it in 4 months or 130 days if I sold $7,700 per day. But the big thing for me is I don't want to focus on overinflating contract values, because I think in the pest control industry especially, it's a big thing. Like selling $1,500 yearly agreements. Now, mind you, if I'm selling something where they're getting, a full service, right? They're getting, general pest control, mosquito control, termite bait stations, once a year termite inspection, bait boxes. Like that's one of those where it's like, okay, we could do $1,500 here and make it make a lot of sense. But you can't rip quarterlies at that ACV. So I'm definitely going to be, upsell king this year. Going to be doing a lot of bundles, going to be selling a lot of, bundles like that, selling lawn care and pest control bundles, lawn care aeration bundles, just trying to bundle everything in to give our clients the most value possible and obviously make each interaction I have the best for the company. So I'm absolutely stoked. That's been really cool on the journey down as well. I get a six-pack, been losing weight, which has been awesome. And I'll be ripped, hopefully, for this upcoming season. Got to get the bicep vein going on the doors. Got to look fresh, got to look clean in the new full circle shirts. And yeah, it's been sick. Just a lot of prep for this upcoming season. A lot of planning to hire technicians. We'll probably need to hire like 5 new technicians between FERT and Pest just to scale that up. It's gonna be a ton. It's gonna be a lot, and absolutely stoked for it. But it's definitely going to push, we're going to have also need another, like probably 2 customer service reps this year. It's going to push the office and operations team to the limit. We're going to do a killer job for all of our customers, because why would I could potentially this year sell anywhere between, call it, I don't know, somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,000 to, on the low end, but realistically it'll probably be 1,300 to like upwards to like 2,000 accounts possibly even. Now, mind you, like with fertilizing and stuff, fertilizing and aerations, those being accounts, it's not the same as 1,300 to 2,000 pest accounts, but very similar. And so, with that, there's just going to be a lot of contracts, a lot of clients coming in, which is why we switched to field routes so we can handle that volume. But it's going to be rough, not rough, but call it rough. It's going to be rough on the office side, just a lot of scaling, a lot of operations. And yeah, so the good news is we are in a good spot cash flow wise, so we should be able to handle the scaling from that aspect. But it's a lot of the people scaling this year. It's going to be tough, at least initially, because pest control trucks are cheap. Ford Mavericks $25,000 plus a wrap and everything. We're looking at like $30,000 for a truck, and especially if we go liquid, like a fertilizing weed control setup, we're looking at like $45,000. With the F1, new F-150, the tank in the back, plus the wrap and everything. So that shouldn't be the limiting factor, especially if we were to get loans on that. But yeah, it's gonna be a busy year. I'm definitely gonna do a whole Instagram reel it every single day I'm out on the doors, which would be cool to have that whole journey, and just really be active on Instagram and YouTube and I don't know, whatever, figure out TikTok possibly, but really be active there personally, just with my journey, because I want it to be documented, right? Like from day one, where I'm like, holy crap, one out of, one or whatever, holy crap, I'm at 1,500 out of $1 million in sales, like, whew. But I think $1 million's a crazy goal because a golden door in pest control is $650, or now it's $750,000, or 1,000 accounts, and so this year I'll be over 1,000 accounts, easily for sure, and then definitely I think over $1 million. Sets really good precedent, and even if I'm selling fertilizing and stuff as well, it's definitely still a golden door because, it's the best in the industry, and that's what golden door is best. So that'd be cool. I was for a moment thinking about purchasing a Lamborghini as part of my, golden door, but it's actually my background that I'm looking at right now. But with that said, don't know that a Lamborghini is the wisest purchase because of the same money I could use to buy a Lamborghini and use for marketing purposes to, recruit new reps. I could also recruit reps just by posting a lot on social media, building that up, and then also just, I'd also just if I spent the same money on, ads and whatnot, probably have the same effects as it would if I just, got a really cool car. That being said, I just love cars, and that's the biggest reason for me. It's not like obviously there's a flex component to it, but like I think cool cars are cool. So yeah, just absolutely, I can't say it enough. I'm stoked for this year. I think over the last couple of years, just me as a business owner have been really looking for a way to scale. And in mowing and landscaping, a lot of it, you can build it with ads. You can grow quickly with ads, but it's a very people heavy business. We need lots of team members to scale that quickly. You need a mowing truck can do, is not even getting into the cost of a mowing truck, which is call it 45 grand if you want to make it the same as a fur truck. For a mowing setup for the mowers and the truck and all that, but then you also have to have 2 people on the truck, and around us it's doing probably 120 grand a year, whereas a fur truck that's costs 45 the same amount with one technician who can get paid a little bit more because they're more skilled. That truck can easily do 250 a year in revenue. So it becomes a sales heavy business, and in pest control for sure a sales heavy business, right? You're getting a $25,000 truck and then going out there and that truck can do $300,000 in a year in revenue. So it's like it's all sales, sales and marketing. So if you look at big companies like TruGreen, they're already starting their marketing, right? They're already doing 75% off for the first application, and that's why there's so many door-to-door pest control companies, is because it's so sales heavy. And so I'm absolutely stoked to be shifting into this industry just because it's where you can really focus on what I'm good at, which is the sales and marketing side. Obviously, there's a ton of operations. Obviously, we have to do an incredible job for our customers. That's not a question. But it's a lot easier to scale the operations compared. And so I'm just, I can't say it enough. Unbelievably stoked because I think I finally have like a plan. Like I finally have, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get this many reps, which are going to sell this many accounts, which is going to produce X. And then, even on the marketing side, I'm going to do this much marketing, which is going to, produce this many clients, which is going to do X. And it really simplifies the funnel because even if we're doing, even if you broke it out, like we're doing, general pest control, mosquito control, bait boxes, and termite bait stations, which that's all like under the pest control umbrella. And then for the fertilizing weed control, it's our normal fertilizer plan, maybe, if you count the no grub plan or whatever in there. And then we also just have aerations. And so with that, it's, maximum of like 6-7 services, but you could probably bundle all the pest ones, less mosquito, so it's like general pest, termite bait stations, and bait boxes as one. Then you're talking about mosquito, aerations, and fertilizing weed control, so it's really like 4 core services, which really just simplifies operations on that vertical of the business. And so that's the really cool thing, is it means that we can hire and train technicians quickly and get them very knowledgeable. Everybody, obviously I don't have a card on me or sitting on my desk, but obviously everybody has to get the licensure and all that. But it's just, I think it's going to be a massive benefit this year to the company to be able to really just focus on scaling those ops, and focus on, obviously doing a lot of sales, which is where I'm going to be. As far as recruiting goals go, my goal is for me to sell $1 million and to have the team that I recruit sell $1 million. So I'll have a year-round sales team, hopefully with 5 to 10 people on it throughout the year. Now, obviously, if that goes really well, we might grow it, but have 5 to 10 people knocking with me for year-round. And then we'll also have the summer sales team of hopefully 10 to 15 people coming out for just the summer. The year-round sales team will be great because it'll, one, just get us some sales in, February, March, April, and then beginning of May. so that way we can start to, really scale up operations, get comfortable over a couple months before all of a sudden the summer team comes in late May and just explodes, late May, June, July, August, and then they go back to school usually. But, I want to be ready for that explosion. So having the year-round team will help with that. And also from a start technician standpoint, if we're, as soon as August is done, if we just, are done selling, it's like crap. Like now we have all these start technicians and it makes it hard to figure out the ops. Whereas if we're continuing selling through September, October, November, December, it'll make everything a little bit more streamlined and let us continue having start technicians and, make everything a little simpler. So yeah, that's basically the gist of what we're focusing on. My theme this year, and I could probably do a whole other video on this, is the scoreboard. And so my scoreboard for the year is just, obviously profit made in the company. That's the number one because, revenue is vanity, profit is sanity. But also from a scoreboard standpoint, it's like not doing what other people think is cool because, first off, if you do what everybody else does, you'll be average because, there's a bunch of Alex Hormozi, Chris Williamson quotes there, like, if you do what average people do, you'll be average. But also just really focusing on the inputs that matter and focusing on what matters in general, whether it be my personal relationships, fitness, the business, the sales team. I have a big goal to become a really great sales leader because I think that's massively important. It's, as we scale, and I'm obviously going to have a sales team this year, so I better become a good sales leader so I can lead my team. And I'm just going to do a lot of training and then a lot of selling, just a lot of just grinding for days and days, but it's what's required. It's just doing what's required. Like there was, a couple years back, I was pushing a lawnmower, right? I didn't count the days at the start of the season, but I'm riding a lawnmower every day for 5 to 6 days a week, doing landscape jobs, helping out, trying to do all the scheduling, meeting with clients. Like that was just as hard as going door to door. Door to door is just a little bit more monotonous. Not monotonous from a sense of like it's bad. It's just same thing every day. It's like same objections, similar neighborhoods, talking to similar people, and so you got to make that fun, and I think that's the challenge in sales, at least as Hormozi says it, is to have those little games right throughout the week. And I know that Sam Taggart, have been reading his new book, read his new book, it's awesome. But it's the Eat What You Kill, killer book. But just reading through there and just finding games and ways to make sales more fun. But yeah, that's the gist of where I'm at. And let me know down below. I know I always say this, but I try to make videos on anything you guys have questions on. But let me know down below if you guys have any questions for me. And can't wait to see you guys in the next one. And it's going to be a killer year, so I'm stoked.